All right, man, and we are live. You guys, welcome back to another episode of the Winners Diet Show. I am your host, Project Mac, aka Mac Solomon. You guys, welcome back to another Wednesday show, man. Hump day, happy hump day. We're getting closer and closer to the weekend. We're getting closer and closer to, your favorite holiday, Christmas. It's not my favorite holiday. Um, just because of the amount of money I got to spend. But it's getting closer to the holidays nonetheless, man. So we appreciate you guys for supporting on all our platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. What else? We're not on Twitter yet. We're not on Facebook, but yeah, just so far, just those three platforms have been the main drivers of what we got going on. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in and tapping in. Um, Man, we got a lot of things coming for today's show. A lot of topics, a lot of things to talk about. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Um, any other announcements we got, man? Not that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. We're not really um we don't really have anything else planned out for the rest of the year. So we're just taking it easy. We got projects that we're working on, but obviously we can't announce that just yet. But besides that, man, we're just here working, man. We're just here working, plotting on the new year, waiting for that to unfold, and just we got a lot of things that we're working on, man, and I'm excited to share it when it's finally time to share it. So you guys will see it when it's time, and until then, just stay tuned, man. Just stay tuned. All right, man. So today we got a great show lined up for you guys today. Today we're talking about how ego lifting is the fastest way to get hurt. So we'll be breaking that down. We even got a story to tie that into today's show, which is comical. But before that, man, we have our first two segments. We have the Fit Report, reporting on fitness news, things happening in the fitness industry. And then we have our second segment, What the Fitness, reacting to different types of viral, trendy fitness videos. So just giving our thoughts and opinions on that. Winner's Diet Focus, of course. And then before that, man, please, before you do anything, if you guys are looking to get in the best shape of your life, if you guys are looking to lose fat and build muscle, make sure you guys tap in with free my free 7-day fat loss guide. All right, my free 7-day fat loss guide is giving you guys the tools and the keys to lose fat in 7 days. So we're breaking down the mindset it takes. We're breaking down nutrition, workout programs. What else are we doing? Just giving you guys different keys and tips that will help with the process of losing fat and building muscle. So very helpful guide. Make sure you guys tap into it. You can get that here at winnersdietclub.com. All right. All right, man. So I think without further ado, man, let's get into today's show. This is brought to you by the Winner's Diet. All right. And let's get to our first article here before we get into it. All right, where are we at with it? 1 second. Where we at? All right, here we go. So Oreo is back in the news. Oreo shakes up the cookie aisle as they announce new zero sugar cookies. Mondelez announced Oreo zero sugar cookies on Tuesday, December 9th. The Oreos, rolling out in January 2026, feature a slightly new design with zero sugar pressed into the cookies. Uh, maltitol, polydextrose, sucralose, and ACE K have replaced the sugar. Yeah, I mean, people in the comments, as you can see here, are really not fans of it. Neither am I, right? We still a big no from my household. We love our health. Yeah, so they replace it with chemicals. We aren't mad at the sugar. It's all the other hidden stuff in there. Yeah, this isn't gonna solve anything. I know they're trying to make it seem like it's a healthier version, like a Coke Zero. But at the same time, it doesn't replace the many different chemicals and food dyes that are in the product that can cause cancer, that can cause different types of diseases and issues health wise, if consumed at a high rate. So this doesn't solve the initial problem, and we're not factoring in the taste factor. Like, the reason why people consume products like Oreo cookies and you know um other sweet snacks, right? Other snacks is because of the taste factor. You take away the taste factor, because if it's going to be a zero sugar cookie, if it's going to be a zero sugar item, then you're just going to take away the main thing that people eat it for. People eat it for the taste. People eat cookies for the sugar. So if you take that away, why would they even bother trying it? Like, people are not consuming Coke Zero as much as you think they are. Maybe people that are more health conscious, but even they aren't drinking it as at the same rate as the regular Coke or regular Pepsi. So I know these things are meant to have another healthier version of the original, but it just doesn't work long term, man. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. People want the original, but the original is very, very bad for you. We've seen how it's made. We've seen how it's produced. We know the chemicals that are in the product. We know that it's banned in many different countries for a reason. But we still try to push the same BS. We just try to repackage it, but it's still wrapped in shit. Doesn't matter if you how you package it. Shit in a box of decorations is still a box of shit, no matter how you try to decorate it. So it doesn't matter in this case, and I think they're trying to make it seem like they're rebranding and trying to make a healthier version, and hey, this is going to draw in new customers, and people that love Oreos are going to now start to buy it in bulk, and it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. People want the original version, or they won't want it at all. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes, man. It's just how it goes. Like, nobody's bringing Coke Zero to the office holiday party. I'm sorry, nobody's drinking that shit. I will, because I'm more health conscious, but everybody isn't gonna be health conscious. When someone sees zero fat, zero sugar, you know, um, a healthier version of something that they love, they're not gonna be bought into it, man. Go to a grocery store right now. Do you see people lining up and getting the the syrup that you pour on pancakes? Do you see them lining up and getting the 50% calorie version, or the 50%, or the zero sugar version of that syrup? It doesn't happen. Again, I'm gonna get it because I'm more health conscious, and I don't like that much sugar when I eat my pancakes. At least when I make it. But I'm talking about the average person. The average person is not going to go get a 0% sugar syrup. It's just not happening. You might get people like me that buy it here and there. And even then, I rarely buy it because I rarely eat pancakes, but it's a rare occasion. So this is not going to replace what people actually want. It's just not going to be another alternative, unfortunately, because you're still going to have the same problems that you had with the original version, with the harmful chemicals. It might taste a little different. It might be healthier. It might be better health wise, but all in all, it's not going to make a big difference here. So I don't see this working. I know they're trying to They're really, man, these companies are really desperate right now. They're trying anything at this point, They're really trying anything at this point, and it's very funny to see, but it's just not gonna happen, man, unfortunately. So, but shout out to Oreos. I loved eating Oreos growing up, but as I get older and I realize how bad it was for you and how nutrient dense it was, you can eat a whole rack of Oreos and still be hungry. And by then you done already ate about 1,000 calories. So it's yeah, man, it's just not a good option overall. All right, man, let's move on to the next article here. Shout out to everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, here we go. Here's what's happening in the latest fitness news. Government plan aims to add workout areas to U.S. airports. This is interesting. So the Atlanta Rap News reports Health Secretary RFK Jr. joined Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy at Reagan National Airport to announce a $1 billion federal initiative that would support mini gyms, play areas, healthier food options, and other family-friendly upgrades in U.S. airports, even doing pull-ups on camera to promote the idea. What do you think? Would you use a gym at the airport during a layover? Wow. Hey, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. Of course, you're gonna have people in the comments talking about, this is not, no, don't do it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, let's look at the comments here. Let's just read the comments here. This okay. This girl says she loves the idea. Please add showers too. Okay, absolutely. You got to add showers to it. We don't need no mini gyms. They already missing flights for Starbucks. Okay. Can we also add affordable food options? Not everyone has $15 for a weak egg salad sandwich that costs $3 on the street. Okay, that wasn't the idea. Flights just got a lot longer. Pew. Yeah. If there's no showers, then yes. Showers too for after. Yeah. Okay. So the shower is the main concern here. Yeah. So this is only going to work if there's showers available, but I don't see that happening because to me that's just another bill. Let's be honest here. If you add a gym in, you got to add a shower in because you can't have one without the other. It just doesn't make any sense. If I'm traveling to Miami or New York, and I have a layover in Denver. Okay, well, I need to get it in real quick. Well, that's a 6-hour flight where I'm gonna be stinking. So you're gonna need a shower, but that's another utility bill. Does the airline or does the airport want to pay for that? So and it doesn't make any sense. Great idea as far as the idea of it having a gym at the airport, but it doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make any sense as far as hygienic wise. It wouldn't make any sense because people are going to have to get on the flight sweaty, musty. Even if you change clothes, it's still you don't want to have. You might be on a flight for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. Lay over here, so it's just it doesn't it doesn't make sense to do it for as far as on a hygiene aspect, right? Nobody wants to be on a plane where you stink, and even if you use deodorant, you still kind of musty. You know what I mean? Like you're still gonna be kind of musty. So I like the idea of it, but if you're gonna do that, you have to have a shower. Like you can't have one without the other. It just doesn't make any sense to do it that way. But I love how RFK Jr. is making initiatives to make people healthier. This is what we need. And what way to do it in the airport where you see a majority of people that are out of shape and overweight, but they're not going to be thinking about working out at the airport. It just doesn't matter. Like you got women in bonnets at the airport. You got guys and, dressing like bums to the airport. Like the last thing that they're going to think about is working out. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. You know, that's just how it is. Nobody's thinking I'm going to go to the airport and work out. Or there's a possibility that they will work out at the airport. It's just it doesn't make any sense for them. It makes sense for someone like me. That would be great. But again, uh I would need to have a shower there. But just imagine everybody going to the same gym at the airport. If there's going to be just one gym or maybe two gyms, but again, that's going to be costly. And how much is the gym going to cost at the airport? Because I'm assuming you're going to pay a day fee. How much is that day fee going to be? Because we're already getting screwed with the Starbucks, the sandwiches, the waters, $8 waters at the airport. Insane, ridiculous. So I can only imagine how much I can only imagine how much a day fee would be at the gym at an airport. $50, $75, $100. Like people aren't going to do that. So if you're going to do that, one, you have to make it make sense. It has to make sense for everybody involved. Has to be affordable for a day fee because people are not going to drop $100 just to work out, and that's it. Like no one's going to just drop $100 at the airport plus food and water. Like we're not trying to be breaking the bank at the airport. So if they're going to do that, if you're going to do that, you have to make it affordable for everybody. Everybody's not going to be on board with breaking the bank and spending extra money that they want to save for their trip at the airport. So, all right, man, let's move on to the next article here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Where are we at with it? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Intel says a new survey finds that 3 out of 4 Gen Z respondents say social media has played a major role in their mental health decline. Many report feeling overwhelmed by constant comparison, online pressure, and the nonstop stream of content that shapes their daily mood. The study highlights how digital platforms have become a central part of their emotional lives. Researchers note that increased screen time is linked to rise rates of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem in young people. The constant cycle of likes, comments, and digital validation has created a difficult environment for those still forming their identity. For many, the pressure to keep up online is as intense as real life expectations. Experts are calling for more digital wellness education and healthier boundaries around technology use. As social media continues to dominate communication, the findings show how urgently Gen Z is seeking balance and a sense of stability away from the screen. Okay. So this is where we are, man. This is where we are. Um I understand it, man. I'm not gonna sit here and dunk on Gen Z because I know because I always dunk on Gen Z. I think they're one of the softest generations, if not the softest generation that we've ever seen. I think they're weak minded and they are just incompetent. Um, they're incompetent as far as how they choose to add to society and just their mentality when it comes to things is yes, it's very progressive, but at the same time, it doesn't really add to anything that's going to push society forward. You know, so I've had my opinions on Gen Z. However, I get the part where social media can feel overwhelming because look, man, we're all human. And humans, as much as people don't want to admit it, we all look for validation to some degree. Some seek it on a major scale, others seek it on a minor scale, but we always we're always looking for validation. That's just how we are as humans. We try to get it from our spouses, our family, friends. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like we're not all seeking validation, because we all want to feel accepted. We all want to feel like we have accomplished something. We all want to feel like we've made something of ourselves or our lives. So it's very easy to get discouraged when you're online and you're 22, 23, 24, and you're seeing someone your age that has accomplished a lot already. And now you're sitting back and thinking, you're comparing your life to them, and you're sitting back and thinking, you're not doing enough. And that's a real thing. And I'm not going to sit here and act like that hasn't happened to me, because it happens to me many times. As much as I don't want to admit it, yes, like sometimes I will compare myself to other people. I will compare myself to my peers that are in the same lane as me, that maybe that appears, keyword appears. I will compare myself sometimes to my peers that appear to be doing better than me. So just because somebody appears to be doing better than you doesn't mean they are doing better than you. It's just perception, because anybody can get online on social media and pop it and make it look like they're doing something bigger than what they actually are. That's very easy to do. I think anybody is capable of doing that, because there's a lot of liars on here. There's a lot of people on social media that constantly lie about their life. They're constantly lying about their accomplishments. They're lying about what they're doing out here. They're lying about just the way they live their life. It's very easy to be on here and act like everything is great. I haven't had any failures. Life is perfect. Things just keep getting better and better. But man, if you really peel back the layers and you look at people's lives, I'm not saying this is everybody's life, because I don't want to sound like, a hater or someone that is just negative to other people. There's people out here that are killing it, and as they should. Congrats to them. But a majority of people out here are not killing it. They're not doing well. So you have to stop comparing yourself to people that are faking like they're doing well. Because again, if you peel back the layers and you actually see these people's lives and how they operate every day, how much of a character they have to put on when they go on social media, how much of a front they have to do to keep up with the lies that they've been telling you on social media, you'll see how chaotic their life is. Their life is very chaotic, and the ones that are flexing heavy, flexing a lifestyle that is that you may look at like it's unreal or not, or just something that isn't really something that you feel like you can never achieve. The ones that are doing that are really keeping up with the Joneses. They don't have it like you think they do. Not all of them. Some of them do. But what I've learned is the real people that have real money, they're not flexing their money, because most of their money is tied up in investments. It's in the market. It's in real estate. Like, you can't touch their money unless you go to their real estate portfolio and touch it. Put your hands on the houses or the duplexes and multifamilies. Like, there's no way you can touch hard assets. So most of their money is intangible. Crypto, index funds, real estate. So it's, the ones that really have it are not showing you that they have it. They're living they're living a good life. I'm not saying I'm not saying that they're not living a good life. Jesus. I'm not saying that they're not living a good life, but I'm saying that they're not putting up a front like they're doing better than they are, because they're not. The ones that are out here buying designer every single day and showing off money and hopping in this car and that car, bro, they ain't got it like you think they do, man. I'm serious. I'm just being honest. They probably make a lot of money, but they spend a lot of money too. So they're living check to check, just like someone that has a regular job that is struggling to pay their bills. One emergency, one bad, move, and they're in the hole if they're not already in the hole. So the moral of the story is this, man. Stop comparing, stop comparing your life to everybody else. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. You don't know if they're in debt. You don't know if they owe people. You don't know if they're behind on their mortgage or their rent. Like, you just don't know. You don't know if they're renting from somebody. Like, you just don't know, man. And you see this a lot with, and I hate to put this on blast, but hey, man, we got to call it what it is. You see this a lot with young women. When young women are traveling, women that are traveling, ladies, they're not paying for that. I'm telling you right now, the women that you see that are always on a trip, on a plane somewhere, at a new destination, at a luxury destination, and eating fine dining, 9 times out of 10, they're not paying for that. But you're comparing your life to them, thinking that you're behind and you should be living this extravagant lifestyle. The whole time there's a 60-year-old man, with the receding hairline, and a pop belly, he's paying for that. He's paying for that. So and we can all put together two and two what she's doing to get on those trips. I'm not gonna say it on here. I'm not gonna say it on YouTube, but I think we can put two and two together as to what she's doing to be able to experience the finer things in life. I'll say it like that. So it's not free, by the way. This nothing in life is free. So if you think she's paying out of pocket, or she's getting this life for free, it's not free. Here to tell you right now, this life is not free. It comes with a cost, and it's a heavy cost at that. So the moral of the story here is, man, Gen Z kids, millennials, they feel like they're behind. They feel like their life isn't good enough, and I fall into that sometimes too. But if you really look at it from a logical standpoint, most people that are doing extremely well are not showing you anything. They're showing you just enough. But if I gotta constantly show you where I'm at, what I'm doing, how much money I'm making, this and that, most people are lying, man. Most of these people online are freaking liars. They're liars, man. They're lying about how much money they make. They're lying about how many sales they got. They're lying about, if they're not showing you tax returns, if they can't sit here and show you tax returns, they're lying. If they can't sit here and show you a portfolio of investments, they're capping. They're lying to you. All these online trainers talking about, I'm making 50K a month. Where? Show us. Okay, if you're making 50K a month, show us your tax returns. Show us your sales. Hey, it's that simple. If you're making that much money a month and you're bragging about it, show us. Show us how much money you're really making. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, because you're lying. You're capping. Anybody can get online and talk about, yeah, I'm making 100K a month on my online coaching. I'm making 100K a month with my digital products. Show us your tax returns. Show us how much money you paid in taxes. Show us your portfolio. Show us your sales. Show us your profits. Like, if you're that confident to come online and tell us how much you're killing it out here, how much money you're making, then you should have no issue showing us the receipts. You should have no issues showing us, you should have no issue showing us your tax returns. If you can't do that, we're just going to assume you're lying. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. So never feed into what anybody says on here for face value. Never take it serious unless they show you receipts. So um, I know it's hard not to compare yourself to other people, but the reality is, man, most of these people are straight up liars. What they're showing you on Instagram, on TikTok is a lie. They're not really living like that. It's smoke and mirrors. It's a facade, a facade. It's not real. All right, man. Let's move on to the next segment here. We are at What the Fitness. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like button, please. Push us up the algorithm. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and tapping in. So if you're tapping in right now and watching me, watching this wonderful face, please hit the like button. All right. All right. Here we go, man. We got the first video here. Let me go ahead and refresh this video. Something more positive. The rise of luxury wellness travel. All right, the newest travel trend is all about luxury wellness getaways. Wellness travel is a growing trend, and the next generation of hospitality is built to boost your health span. We're seeing this happen in 4 different ways. All right, so let's take a look at where the fitness and wellness industry is growing into. I told you guys the wellness industry will be booming very soon. So look out for major changes within 2026 and above, because the wellness industry, I'm talking about recovery, cryotherapy, sauna, acupuncture, chiropractor, all of this is going to be included in the whole wellness package. Massages, right? Everything is going to be included. And now you're going to see companies, retreats, hotels, they're going to be following on this trend because it's going to be a booming thing going forward in the next few years. So let's take a look at what this guy has to say about it.
The newest travel trend is all about luxury wellness getaways. Wellness travel is a growing trend, and the next generation of hospitality is built to boost your health span. We're seeing this happen in 4 different ways. Destination resorts like Shaw Wellness, Cyro Hotels, and Valara, offering full stack amenities like peptide protocols, longevity therapies, and biological age testing. Accessible upgrades. Paragon Studio is installing gym drawers in UK hotels, dumbbells, foam gear, and a QR code for guided sessions. And it's all high-end equipment. Retreat formats. Hyatt just rolled out wellness retreats across 3 destinations. A multi-day getaway inspiring community, discovery, and rejuvenation. Athletic performance getaways. Mykonos Performance Gym at the Charisma Wellness Hotel hosts elite athletes with specialist coaches. Wellness travel is booming because it solves a simple problem. People want experiences and progress. Travel isn't just where you go anymore. It's also how you come back. The newest travel trend is all...
Yeah, man. And people don't know, I've been in these spaces where I brought in my services to different hotels and businesses because I'm seeing the trend of what's going on. I know right now people are saying, oh, the economy's bad and there's no money out here. Shit, where? The airports are still packed. Hotels are still booked. People are still traveling. So where is the money? The money's being spent somewhere, right? The money's being spent somewhere. So when I see things like this, I'm not worried about where the direction of the fitness and wellness industry is going. I know it's here to stay, and it's only going to implode because of now you're seeing they're adding in peptide replacement, which is huge to me. When have you ever seen a peptide placement in any type of luxury wellness package? Usually you see massages, you see chiropractors, but when you're seeing recovery tools like peptides and relaxers and cryotherapy, obviously fitness coaching, these are going to be the new things when it comes to travel and how people start to use their travel. They're not just going to go to hotels and just stay. They're going to be using these wellness packages. So I've seen this already 3-4 years ago. I knew this was going to be a thing. This is why I pitched at different hotels and said, hey, I see the vision. I see where people are going. Travel is up. The economy might be down, but travel is up. And I've been able to be a part of different hotels, pitching my services and being in the door, training different CEOs that are coming and traveling, staying for 2-3 days. Hey, let's book some sessions. Let's get some workouts in. This is going to be the future. Now you add in the recovery tools, you add in the cryotherapy and the massages and the peptides and the chiropractor and acupuncture. This is going to be a $1 billion industry in the next 5 years. You're going to see more and more hotels prioritize wellness. And I see the direction, which is why I was so adamant on getting on it so quickly. So yeah, I'm still at it. I'm still going to be working towards putting that, my company in these hotels and getting them to see the benefits of why you need to have a wellness plan and program in your hotel because of what's happening, what's going to happen. People want to stay in shape on vacation. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a huge thing. So it's going to be a huge thing. So if you're a trainer, you definitely want to be pitching your services to different hotels because there's a lot of hotels right now that have underused gyms. The gyms are just sitting there, and the gyms are nice. And I'm not talking about going to the Holiday Inn. Go to a high-end gym. Go to a 4 or 5-star hotel. Tell them, hey, you want to be their in-house trainer. This is how you get in the door and start networking at a high level. You're going to meet CEOs, celebrities, athletes, owners of Fortune 500 companies. This is how you get in the door, man. And you do a damn good job at that. Hey, they're going to want to take you around and maybe make you just their travel trainer. Wherever they go, you go. So you can make a lot of money doing that, man. So I've seen it happen. I know it can happen. And my sights are set on getting into that market, just the right market. Because, some hotels are very picky of who they tend to do business with. So you got to be smart, strategic about it. But it could happen, man. And it could really be a huge benefit to you if you are a trainer. So make sure you guys have that in mind if that's something that interests you. Start targeting these hotels. Start targeting these hotels. Start targeting some of these apartment buildings. Start targeting certain companies, man, because they will pay you a lot of money for this. All right, let's move on to the next video here. What do we got? All right, you guys. This next video here, man, is another reason why I tell you guys to go work out at high-end gyms. Not because of the aesthetic, not because it's cleaner, but because you're just going to be away from a certain type of crowd. I'll say it like that. You're going to be away from a certain type of crowd that has a certain type of mentality. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. All right, let me refresh the video. All right, so this appears to be in Miami. A woman is seen here at a Planet Fitness, by the way. Planet Fitness, if you guys don't know, are $10 a month. It might be a little more now, but it's $10 a month. You can come work out whenever you want. And this happened in Miami. And it's a woman here attacking a Planet Fitness, it looks like employee, for whatever reason. And let's just take a look as to why you need to stay away from gyms like Planet Fitness. Oh, right in the kisser. Yep. Recording.
You're not gonna push me. You're not gonna push me. You're not gonna push me. You're not gonna push me like that.
She's talking. Obviously, she's heated. There's no one that's gonna, diffuse the situation.
Don't go.
No one's calling security. This is where trainers need to step in, man. If you're a trainer, this is where you need to step in. Because even though you're a trainer, you should still act as security to a certain degree. You know, everyone's standing around. Oh, over the table. Look at that. Look at that. No one's stopping her. Right in the kisser. Boom. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. No one's getting her off. He's just letting the dude get attacked. That's crazy.
Call 911. Call 911.
Jesus Christ. Yep. That's assault.
Call 911.
It's assault. And she's out of there. Yeah, man. Look, again, this is why I tell you guys, man, you got to work out at higher end gyms. Like you have to leave the trash alone, man. This is trash. These type of gyms are trash. I know it's cheaper, but sometimes cheaper isn't always the best option. Because when it comes to you being cheaper or going cheaper, that comes with cheaper issues. That comes with cheaper types of situations. This is a cheap situation. You're not going to see this at a Lifetime Fitness. You're not going to see this at a private members only club. You're not going to see this at the Equinox. Only at these cheap establishments, a Planet Fitness, an LA Fitness, Crunch, these lower tier gyms, man, where the membership is under $20. You got to get away from these types of gyms. You got to stay away from these types of gyms, man. These types of gyms are not to your benefit, especially if you're someone that has something to offer people, a service, a product. If you are somebody of value, why subjugate yourself to going to a lower quality gym like a Planet Fitness? Why? When you can be at the Equinox or the Lifetimes or the members only club, networking with people that are high net worth, networking with people of influence. And I know there's gonna be somebody saying, "Oh well, I ain't there to network. I'm there to work out." Okay, that's you. That's you. You have no network. Okay, we're not worried about you. I'm worried. I'm talking about the people that want to network with higher individuals, with higher net worth individuals. I'm talking about the entrepreneurs, the people of value that have something to promote, a service, a product, an opportunity. Like, you want to be in these types of establishments. Like, people are so one-sided, man, when it comes to thinking and thinking long term. Like, people are really one-sided out here, man. They just think, "Oh, I ain't there to work. I ain't there to network. I'm there to work out." So that just tells me you have no network. That tells me you have no network. That tells me you have no networking ability. That tells me that you don't look for opportunities. That tells me that you're not always selling, as they tell us in entrepreneurship, always be selling. But if you're someone that just goes to the gym and goes home and goes about their day, you're not really trying to change your situation, especially if you're someone that has a goal to get to the next level. If you're already at the next level, okay, well, you don't need that. But most of us are not at that level. Most of us cannot afford to miss opportunities. If you're already there, fine, cool, congratulations. But again, most of us are not there. So why go into it with a very narrow mindset of how you should really live your life? You want to always be open to opportunities, and you want to always avoid situations and places like this. Nobody wants to be around this type of shit, man. Nobody wants to be around people punching people in the face at a gym. I'm sorry. When I go to the gym, I like to be in a clean environment with normal everyday people, and knowing that I am not going to, knowing that I'm not going to see a fight today, knowing that I'm not going to see someone take their fucking wig off. Those are the environments I want to be in. I'm not going to be in these environments where people act a damn monkey out here. I'm not going to be in those environments. So, if if you're someone that thinks, ahead, then you're going to put yourself in the best possible situation to win. And that's being in higher quality areas. That's being in higher quality gyms. That's being around higher quality people that have shit going on. So you have to look at life in a different way, man. If you're trying to get to the next level, you got to always be networking. You got to always be looking for opportunities and situations that could change your life. And it really starts with the gym. The best networking happens in the gym. Tell me another place besides the gym that you can network with some of the greatest people, with some of the richest people. Tell me another place where you can network openly with people that are Fortune 500 CEOs or high-level influencers or owners of multi-million-dollar companies. Tell me another place. Tell me. It doesn't happen. It all happens in the gym, man. So you want to always be in the gym. In higher end gyms at that. So you got to stay away. So this is another reason why you got to stay away from these lower tier, not just the gym, just stay away from lower tier environments, man. Stay away from them. All right, let's move on to the last and final video here in What the Fitness. Shout out to everybody tuning in and tapping in. All right, here we go. So this is what I want you guys to look like. Look, in the next couple years, this is what I want you guys to look like. So here we go. POV is 2075, and I'm picking up the grandkids after a filthy gym sesh. I'm going to turn that off. All right. As you guys can see, this is how I want you guys to look. Geared up. Okay. TRT going crazy. HGH going crazy. Trenbolone going crazy. Ladies, if you're on gear, Anavar for the ladies, this is how I want you guys to look, man. In 30 years, when it's all said and done, you're old and gray, this is how I want you guys to be pulling up to your grandkids. All right. It's that simple. All right. But me personally, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids with the way life is looking right now. Shit. That may not be me as far as a grandpappy, but I will be one of the swollest, most cut up 75-year-olds. I'll tell you that much. Because right now, you guys, every 10 years, really every 5 years, you're going to see a massive gap in where people are health-wise. High school, everybody was on the same playing field. Once we all graduate, we head to college. 5 years later, that's when you see the first wave of people falling off, right? People are getting not fat, but they're gaining weight. You can tell they're gaining a little bit of weight, right? They're drinking more, they're eating out more. Okay. Once you hit 30, so that's 25. At 30 is where you see the biggest drop off. 30 is where now people are having kids. They're working 40, 50 hours a week. They got responsibilities. They don't have time to work out, as they say, which is bullshit, but they say they don't have time to work out. 35 to 40 is where it all goes to hell. That's where you see everybody kind of just give up at that point. At that point, it's kind of just over with. You're married. You know, both of y'all are out of shape. Both of y'all are overweight. You don't really care what, each other looks like. Your kids are overweight. So at that point, in that 35 to 40 range, it's pretty much over for most people, a majority of people. If you compare them from 18 to 30, 35, it's going to be night and day. There's going to be a vast difference in weight. There's going to be a vast difference in just how they look overall. So if you're coming in and you're maintaining your weight from 18, 25, 30, 35, 40 and up, man, you're going to just lap people around here, man. You're just going to blow past everybody, bro. You're going to blow past everybody. You're going to feel the best. You're going to look the best. You're going to be the main topic every time there's a reunion coming around. People are going to be hating on you, which is what they're going to be hating on you, which is what you want. So like, and then on top of that, man, you're just gonna set the example for your kids. If you have grandkids, your grandkids. So it's just overall like you can't lose in this situation. So you just want to be always at the top of your game every 5 years. It doesn't matter how old you get, it doesn't matter how much you age. You still want to be the best looking 30-year-old. You want to be the best looking 35-year-old, the best looking 40-year-old. Because there's mass differences in each age group, right? Someone at 40 might be fat to somebody at 25. But if you look at the average 40-year-old, they're going to look way better than the average 40-year-old. The average 50-year-old is going to look way different than the average 30-year-old. So there's always going to be a mass difference in people's ages. But the point is, you want to look the best. You want to be the best version of someone of your age. You want to look the best at 50. You want to look like the best 50-year-old. You want to look like the best 40-year-old. You want to look like the best 30-year-old for your age group. Like you want to be looking the best for your age group. All right. That is it for the What the Fitness segment. We are at the 51-minute mark. Let's get to the main event here, man. All right, so the main event, man, today we're talking about, before we get into that, make sure you guys get my free 7-day fat loss guide. If you're looking to build muscle and lose fat, we have our 7-day fat loss guide. We're breaking down nutrition. We're breaking down diets and workouts and just the mentality it takes to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time in 7 days. So if you guys want, you can get that at winnersdietclub.com. All right, man. So let's get to the main event, the main topic of the day, why ego lifting is the fastest way to get hurt. So, we see this every single day, man. People are lifting weights that they have no business lifting, thinking it's going to get them stronger, but really it's just really damaging them. It's really making them worse. You're putting unnecessary weight on your joints that haven't built up that foundation to lift that weight. And on top of that, you're really only feeding into your insecurity. Because if you understand how real strength is built, you're going to understand that it's slow, it's a process, it takes time, it takes progressive overload. So that means you adding more weight over time, but little by little. So you can't, if you're trying to bench 225, you can't jump from 135 to 185 to 225. No, like you're going to have to do it in increments. Start with 135, then add maybe a 5 or a 10. Do that for a couple weeks, then add another 5 and another 5. And then you just keep going up and up and up until you are finally at the goal weight. But most people just think they can just skip past it, jump past it, go straight to it, and this is where you hurt yourself, and a lot of injuries happen not because people are weak, but because of their egos. Yeah, most people get hurt not because they're weak or they don't know what they're doing. Well, that's a rare case, but most people get hurt because of their ego. Most gym injuries happen because of your ego. You think you can lift more than you should, and that's where people fuck up. That's where they get hurt. And it really, if you're just patient enough, if you understand how the body works and how muscle is built, you would have avoided all of that. But again, people's egos, man. The main reason why most people fail at anything is their ego. They don't have their ego in check. They feel like they know it all. They're looking at everybody else and comparing themselves. And this is just the fastest way to hurt yourself. People hate being corrected. So, it's just it's sad, man. It's just not a good way to see gym progress. And if you really want to last in the gym, then you will know that lifting, it takes time. And sometimes if you're not lifting correctly, you have to be open-minded to being corrected. I've been lifting weights for 15 years now. I'm still open to being corrected, or I'm still open to learning how to lift properly, or I might be lifting a certain way that I may think is right. And someone might come in and be like, hey, if you do it this way, if you make this adjustment, you could activate this. And that's happened plenty of times. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. So now going forward into my workouts, I'm lifting in that manner. So, but if you're just coming in there thinking you know everything, I know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna lift this weight, you're gonna get hurt, man. And I've seen too many injuries happen because of ego. So I saw a video earlier this week that made me shake my head, man, because this kind of just sums up ego in a nutshell. We have a woman here that called out a man because he corrected her form. Let me refresh this. To prevent injury. So let's take a look at what this woman says, because it kind of just ties into everything we just said.
I'm in the gym and you're a man and you see me doing the exercise wrong, do not take the opportunity to walk up to me and tell me the correct way to do it. I was in the gym the other day and I was doing lat pull downs. Had my headphones on. I was in the zone. I was going. All I know is a man, I see him in my peripheral and he's over there like doing something. So I slide my headphone off and he's like, hey, you want to pull it right here because you could hurt your rotator cuff. I said, okay. How you know I don't like my rotator cuff a little hurt? Like,
oh my God.
I don't like no man telling me nothing.
Oh God.
And then now I'm working out in the gym and I'm like, damn, are you watching every exercise that I do to make sure I'm doing it right? Leave me alone. Don't tell me nothing. Like, I'm in the gym.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, women, ladies, if you're watching this, please do not act like this. And this is very big in the gym, man. And I hate to put this on women, but some of y'all, not all of y'all, right? Because I love y'all, ladies. I really do love y'all. But some of y'all are some of you ladies are in the gym. And some of y'all think y'all are the main character. Ladies, in the gym, you are not the main character. No one's watching you guys. No one's having their eye on you all the time. Everybody isn't in there to get at you. Sometimes people's eyes wander in the gym. This happens all the time. Sometimes eyes wander. You might be mid-set, taking a rest break, and your eyes wander on somebody, and you might stumble across someone doing an exercise the wrong way. This happens all the freaking time. It happened to me today. But it doesn't mean that they're trying to get at you. They're trying to talk to you. Sometimes people are just in a zone and things happen. Hey, I noticed you're doing this exercise the wrong way. This is how you do it. And I guarantee you that she was doing that exercise the wrong way. Because most people, I'll be honest, as a fitness trainer, most people do lat pull downs the wrong way. They're not positioned right. Their elbows aren't in right. They're not bringing it down to the top of their chest. They're bringing it right behind their head, or they're bringing it right past their shoulders. So yeah, certain movements, if you do a lat pull down wrong, you can injure yourself, especially if you're going heavy and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You can injure yourself. So no one is above gym critique, man. I do certain exercises wrong sometimes, and I might have someone that has more experience than me come in and tell me, hey, do it this way because you'll activate this. I'm not going to get mad and be like, why is he watching me? And is he watching me the whole time? I'm not going to do that. That is crazy logic. That's crazy thinking. That's crazy thinking. Simply Marie says, I prefer someone telling me because on an injury is no joke. Absolutely. So would you rather be corrected and not injured than not corrected and now you're out 6 weeks? Because it's happened to me. I'm doing an exercise wrong and now I hurt myself. I blow out my shoulder. I tear my bicep pec. I tear my bicep. I tear my pec. Now I'm out 6 to 8 weeks. Whereas someone was there earlier telling me the exercise, I could have prevented that. If someone told me, hey Mac, you might want to take this 10 pound off and that way you can get the full range of motion in. So now you don't get hurt. I would have loved that. But sometimes my ego can get the best of me and my ego got me hurt. And this guy was just trying to prevent her from getting hurt because I'm sure he's seen this happen too many times. But people have just this entitled mentality that you can't tell me what to do and, don't correct me on my form, even if it means me getting hurt. It's the craziest logic, man. This is just bird brain logic. It's bird brain logic, man. No one is above critique. No one is above getting advice. Because most of y'all in the gym don't know what the fuck you're doing anyway. Let's be honest with you. Because if I gave her an assessment, I could have found 20 things wrong with her and the way she works out. Because I'll be honest with you, the things you see most people do in the gym, most people don't know how to squat correctly. Most people don't know how to do proper lunges. Most people have poor ankle stability and mobility. Most people have tight hamstrings, but they don't know this because, again, they think they know everything. So they're going to continue doing the exercise wrong the whole time until something bad happens, God forbid. But most people don't want to come in and get an assessment because they just think I got this. I don't need someone telling me what to do. Ego. It's all ego. So like you have to understand, man, your ego can get you hurt out here. Your ego can get you fucked up out here. Not just in the gym, but in life. So if you want to really get far and really see some type of success, man, you have to be open to being corrected. You have to be open to being critiqued. It doesn't mean people are watching you or out to get you. You got to drop that main character syndrome, man. That shit is just dumb. It's egotistical. It's narcissist. I mean, it's narcissistic. It's just dumb. It's just a dumb mentality to have, man. You have to be open to life, bro. You have to be open to just hearing another opinion. I've never been too good to hear anybody's opinion about my form, my technique, and I've been lifting 15 fucking years. You know what I mean? Like even Steph Curry has a shooting coach. What, now that he's Steph Curry, he don't need a coach no more? Crazy logic, man. Even the greats have coaches. Just because they're at the top of their game, like a Steph Curry or Serena Williams or, someone that's a well-known singer, they have singing coaches. These people have coaches. Just because you're at that level doesn't mean you stop learning. You have to always be open to learning, man. So never stop learning. Always be open to being critiqued, and you'll be just fine out here. But do not have a bird brain mentality like this woman. Please don't have a bird brain mentality because it's not going to get you far out here. And you're going to be stuck in your ways. And it's going to get to a certain point where people aren't going to want to deal with you because your ego is so big to the point where, one, it's probably not even deserved or earned. So one, you're just entitled, and two, it's like no one wants to deal with that, man. I'm sorry. Like you got to be easy to work with. You got to be easy to get along with. Otherwise, like you got to be coachable, man. You got to be coachable. If you're not coachable, I'm not going to train you. I'm not going to even deal with you. So don't let that ego get you messed up out here, man. Don't let that ego get you hurt out here. So that's been today's show. Shout out to everybody tuning in, tapping in. We appreciate you guys for tapping in. We appreciate everybody for, participating. We're just trying to build this thing from the ground up. So we appreciate you guys either way. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in a few days on Friday. Peace.